This is how I beat Pokemon LeafGreen with only a Gastly. Boys love taking challenges and breaking them down with the data. It's in my background and in my nature at this point, after all. But Gastly, at first glance, it looks impossible. Weak defenses, limited moves, and no physical presence early on. But what happens when we put the numbers to the test and see if a lone Gastly can conquer all of Kanto? Let's find out. Okay, so our very first battle, of course, is going to take off in Oak's lab. Gastly enters at about a level 5, facing Squirtle at the same level. The problem with this first one is Gastly only knows Lick and Hypnosis. While Hypnosis is pretty useful, Lick is not that great, and Squirtle can stall out this match while he keeps using Tackle. So I want to see how this goes for that very first match against the rival. First stop, Pewter City Gym. Gastly now at a level 16, facing Brock's Geodude and his Onix. Normally, this might be a nightmare depending on our type, but Gastly's Levitate ability makes ground moves miss us automatically, and we still don't get hit by any normal types. The only fear we have are his Rock-type moves and Onix's Bind, which can stall out the battle. Again, Gastly doesn't really have that much health. After that grind, Gastly claims the Boulder Badge. Now, outside Cerulean, Rival shows up again. Gastly at a level 24, facing Pidgeotto, Rattata, Abra, and a Squirtle. Rattata and Abra can't touch Gastly, but Pidgeotto and Squirtle keep the fight dangerous. After clearing Rival out of the way, Cerulean Gym is next. Gastly faces Staryu and Starmie. Starmie outspeeds and has a super effective psychic coverage ladder, but at this stage, Water Pulse is going to dominate the field. After some feints and training a lot harder, we're able to get past Misty and move on. Now, on the SS and Rival won't let us board in peace or move forward without getting past him. It's going to be Gastly versus Pidgeotto, Raticate, Kadabra, and his Wartortle. Raticate's normal stab does nothing. Kadabra is fast and hits hard, and Wartortle's still that bulky Pokemon. Time for that Vermilion Gym. Gastly battles Voltorb, Pikachu, and Raichu. Our Electric doesn't hit Ghost super effectively, but speed and paralysis are going to be problems in this next matchup. Time for that Vermilion Gym. Gastly battles Voltorb, Pikachu, and Raichu. In Inside Pokemon Tower, our rival wants another battle. Gastly's going to go up against his Pidgeotto, his Kadabra, his Growlithe, his Wartortle, and his Execute. This lineup is getting more brutal every time we come across him. His Growlithe is going to resist a little bit. His Wartortle is going to hit us hard with that, and Kadabra still is a threat to us as a ghost type. All right, now at Celadon Gym, Gastly's going to face Erica's Grass Squad. Victorville, Tangela, and Vileplume all resist Gastly's weaker moves. Now, it's going to be a poison v poison in a stall fest, but Gastly's going to have to really chip them down and use his other moves such as Hypnosis and Dream Eater to really get past this next gym. All right, next gym leader we have is Koga, the Poison Master. For Koga, he's pulling in his 2 coughings, his wheezing, and his muck. Now, Gastly also being Poison type and Koga focusing on Poison. We're going to have to rely on a different kind of strategy rather than using a type B type and avoid the stalling. After beating Koga, we're now inside in Silph Co, trying to take down Team Rocket, and lo and behold, we run into a rival once again. Gastly's now taking on his Pidgeot, Execute, Growlithe, Blastoise, and Alakazam. Blastoise bulk, Alakazam speed, and that psychic weakness that's going to hit us. This might be a bit of a problem. We get past our rival with only 1 defeat, which isn't too bad so far, totaling us up to 3 feints. Now, at Saffron Gym, Gastly's taking on the Psychic Queen herself. We have Sabrina's Kadabra, Mr. Mime, Venomoth, and Alakazam. This could be Gastly's worst nightmare because of their speed, but we think we have some moves that might shake up the competition. Luckily, at this point, Gastly is vastly overleveled against Sabrina, making it a quick, easy sweep. Next up, we have Cinnabar Island Gym's Burned Hot trainer, Blaine. Gastly's going to fight his Growlithe, Ponyta, Rapidash, and Arcanine. Fire types can overwhelm Gastly's lower defense, but status and chip damage open a path for us. final gem awaits us in Viridian City. Giovanni fields a Rhyhorn, a Doug Trio, Needle Queen, Needle King, and another Rhyhorn. Ground moves can't really hit Gastly, all thanks to his Levitate ability, making this one surprisingly manageable. We just have to look out for those Rock-type moves. We've now got all 8 badges from all 8 gym leaders, but before we can take on the Elite Four and go through Victory Road, we have rival awaits us on Route 22. Gastly's now lineup is going to be a Pidgeot, Execute, Rhyhorn, Growlithe, Alakazam, and a Blastoise. We have a full 16 versus our lonely Gastly. Rhyhorn's free thanks to Levitate, but the rest of this team might be a nightmare for us. All right, before we start off the Elite Four talk through and run through, I just want to thank a huge shout out for making it this far. If you like the video so far and want to see us take on more of our solo challenges throughout LeafGreen, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the notification to keep following us as we take on a lot of these and continue looking at the stats as we finish up these challenges. All right, now back to us taking on the Elite Four. Lowerly, the first of the Elite Four, the Ice-type Master, leading the path and the beginning of our end of our journey. Gastly is going to battle her Dugong, her Slowbro, her Cloyster, her Jinx, and her Lapras. Water and Psychic coverage makes this extremely dangerous, and the fact that Gastly has such a low defense, on one Ice Beam or one wrong Surf could really end the battle for us pretty quick. Lower. It's a brutal opener. I think the biggest amount of losses we've had so far for a trainer. But Gastly edges his way through. Next up, we have the Fighting Master stepping up for second. Gastly's going to face his Onix, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, another Onix, and that Machamp. Fighting moves don't do too much to Gastly, but Rock moves from Onix are going to be the true competition for us this round. Gastly ends up coming on top using that combination of his Hypnosis and his Dream Eater. But next up, we have Agatha herself, the Ghost Master, and Gastly's probably next biggest rival. So with Agatha, she's bringing in that Gengar, Haunter, Golbat, another Gengar, and that Arbok. This mirror match is going to be tough. Ghost moves are going to hurt us just as much as it's going to hurt them. And the status wars are going to be brutal. Gastly's able to get past his own kind of competition, but the Dragon Master closes the Elite Four. Gastly's going to fight his Gyarados, his two Dragonairs, Aerodactyl, and Dragonite. Bites from Gyarados, speed from Aerodactyl, and sheer power from Dragonite makes this a living nightmare considering our health and defense for these kind of matches. It's a desperate fight with Lance, but Gastly pulls through. Now at last, the champion fight against rival is going to go down. Gastly squares off against his Pidgeot, Executor, Rhydon, Arcanine, Alakazam, and Blastoise. It's the ultimate test. Speed, type coverage, and bulk stacked against Gastly. We'll see how this plays out with our final battle against the champion. And that's how Gastly defeated the odds and soloed Pokemon LeafGreen. Honestly, this is probably one of my easier ones compared to the other ones we've seen on the screen, from Cubone to Jigglypuff, Beedrill, and Kingler. But that made the victory even sweeter still. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment on which Pokemon I should attempt next, was there a better strategy I could have used, and subscribe so you don't miss the next challenge. And speaking of which, our next adventure is already lined up. Oddish, the little fun nocturnal plant, is going to see if they can take on the whole Leaf Green Pokemon challenge once again. All right, catch you next time.